Alright, guys, it's time for the upper bracket finals of HomeStory Cup. GUMIHO with a gas first opening in the top left of Whispers of Gold. Clem, in the bottom right. It's a best of 5, it's a TvT, and we're going to be kicking off the action to see, can the clever, strategic, 300 IQ player, but, I mean, he's fast. But when you put his hand speed, his multitasking next to Clem's, he's slow, right? He is, from the perspective of Clem, this guy is slow. This guy cannot keep up in the multitasking war, but he's clever and his builds are awesome. Clem, on the other hand, he clicks fast, he out-micros you. If the game gets chaotic and there's a lot of madness going on, I'm always going to favor Clem. But I really feel like GUMIHO can do things to create asymmetric situations where it's not just a multitasking war, where it's not just a straight up fight of who can click faster and who can multitask. So I really want to have my eye on what does GUMIHO do to avoid Clem's strengths and really allow this matchup to focus on, your own strengths and hopefully identify Clem's weaknesses. You can see that Factory is a bit ahead because he went gas first. Clem did go reactor first though, so he's got a very much faster reactor. His reactor's finished. His first Reapers are now starting. Whilst GUMIHO builds a second Reaper out of that barracks. He's going to go proxy starport by the looks of it. Now, is this a Liberator or a Banshee? It's waiting for that Factory to finish. This is going to be a very quick proxy, man. Dude, this is going to be so fast. And remember, you don't get it, because you can't build a Cyclone until after you build a Tech Lab. He's going to build a Hellion, and then a Tech Lab, and then a Cyclone, which means the Liberator can get in here before the Cyclone pops. If he builds 2 Hellions, Clem is screwed. That Liberator will waste so much mining time. That's awesome. We were talking about how hanging is really good for you just before this series started. People on YouTube. Hanging, I love hanging. I like doing pull-ups. Now, it's just really good for your spine if you're sitting at a desk all day. Probe said, I don't think hanging is actually good for you. And I then was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's very good for you. It's good for decompressing your spine, blah, blah, blah. Apparently he was making a joke about, execution. What can I say? Streamer life. I ignore all of this. Clem, he loses the Hellion. Okay, guys, this is close. This is close. Problem? Where's the Cyclone? Tech Lab just started. He was distracted. He did build 2 Hellions into Tech Lab, which means this Liberator. Oh, it's going to be a real problem. Units lost tab. As you can see, 3 Reapers and a Hellion for 1 Reaper and Hellion. Great start here for GUMIHO. But GUMIHO should have ran away there. He turns around now. The Hellions should be able to kill that. And if they get the Hellion as well, which I think he will be able to. Yes. Nice trades. Look at that. 200 resources ahead. Cyclone just starting. The Marines are all the way on the natural, which means this Liberator is going to come in. And that's an entire base of lost mining time. GUMIHO with a cheeky opening to start things off. And he's going Command Center into Fusion Core. He's going to go proxy Battlecruiser behind this. GUMIHO bringing out the big brain 300 IQ plays while Clem is playing that generic StarCraft. And I love to see the 300 IQ StarCraft succeed. I don't mind Clem. I like Clem a lot. But I like to see the smart boy GUMIHO on a new patch, a new balance patch, get favored. Guys, are there porta potties? Am I looking at 2 porta potties? Are there porta potties on this map? Is that what I'm looking at here? How have I never noticed this on Whispers of Gold? There's like a little mining bar down here or something, I guess, where people go drink in between their mining operations on Whispers of Gold. And there's 2 porta potties. That's amazing. I don't know which map maker made Whispers of Gold, but you are a legend. Thank you, mate. Here we go. Cyclone's going to come up there. Lock on. No point even unsieging. You are toast. And those SCVs, Clem's waiting. He goes back too early. No, perfectly timed. And he does get his workers back on minerals and gas. At the end of the day, you didn't lose too many SCVs, only 2. But it's the mining time that's been so big to give the advantage. And it's the Battlecruiser follow-up that could be an impact. Oh, Clem's going to find out about it, though. And remember, this old Tech Lab Cyclone kind of wrecks Battlecruisers. At this point, you need to immediately know what's happening. You need to swap your starport onto your reactor and start building Vikings right now. If you get Vikings out, you should be fine. You gotta be careful not to lose this drop, though. There is a Cyclone and some Hellions coming over to save this. All they need to do is distract long enough. Problem is, if GUMIHO locks onto a Cyclone and the medevac quickly picks up and breaks it, look at that. Yeah, this is a good fight for Clem. Oh, another Cyclone does come in, though. Another Cyclone does come in. Oh, the look on. Scan. He doesn't scan it. Oh, I would have loved to see a scan, but he didn't have energy. He just dropped mules. That is unfortunate for GUMIHO, but it's still good that he saves the starport. Raven with Interference Matrix. So Clem's not going to go Vikings. He's going to try and use Lockdown. He's going to try and disable the Battlecruiser, and let the Cyclones clean it up, which can work. Mag field behind this second factory. We're going to see Battlecruiser into mech. No way, dude. GUMIHO is such a sicko. You know, sometimes I get really bored of watching Terrans just doing the same thing every game. And then I see GUMIHO. I just love to see GUMIHO have success. He's already won the last HomeStory Cup, admittedly with a weaker lineup than this one. The fact that he's in the upper bracket finals is already such an awesome testament to his abilities. Cyclones getting some really good pickoffs. Trying to come forward is Clem. But this is a big mistake for Clem. He's leaving his main wide open. Because look, yeah, you trade some units. I mean, he might be able to get rid of the starport, so maybe it's worth it, but the Battlecruiser is going to find some real damage here. He's going to try and get on top of this. Look at that Cyclone taking damage. You're going to pick it up and save it, Clem. He doesn't quite save it in time. He lost both of his Cyclones. He knew there was a Battlecruiser. He also said, is Raven across the map? Clem, what are you doing sending the Raven across the map? Guys, I know sometimes people get mad at me for being critical in my commentary. It's my whole thing. What the hell are you doing moving out with your Cyclones and moving across the map with Ravens against a proxy Battlecruiser? It's one of the most committed builds in the game. If this Battlecruiser didn't find damage, GUMIHO's dead in the water. He has no flexibility with this build. Clem got way too greedy, trying to engage the starport and Raven harass at the same time. A monumental mistake. Loses both Cyclones. Loses the ability to lock down the Battlecruiser, interference matrix it, and shut it down. And GUMIHO's first Battlecruiser has paid off. Now, he's lifted his starport. He did have to cancel the second BC. That's okay. He's going to build it further back. So if Clem scouts up there, he's going to see it missing tech lab. No, he's already spotted, actually, the starport rebuilding the tech lab. So he knows it's still Battlecruisers coming out. But GUMIHO is saying, look, if you have to build Vikings and things like that, I can just go double armory, Cyclone mech behind this, and I can have a lot of success with these upgrades. Engineering bay as well, in case he needs turrets. He put his third base on location. GUMIHO is ahead in workers by 5 right now, and he's looking pretty damn awesome. Hellion and Cyclone on that right side. A few more Cyclones coming forward. You got to be careful venturing out there as Clem. He's going to go with a Marine drop down at the left side of the map. What's at home to defend? There should be a Battlecruiser, but teleport's not ready. Remember, you can Yamato a medevac, though. So you got to be really careful with a full medevac flying around when there's Battlecruisers nearby. Couple of Cyclones do go down. Gets himself a refinery as well. No cancel. Good play here by GUMIHO, trying to delay this third base. Remember, these guys, with Magfield and Lock-On, they can kill a command center very quickly. Now, this was played on a mod, of course, HomeStory Cup, without the Cyclone being broken. There's no, unintended bonus damage or anything like that. We do see a second starport for Clem. How many Ravens has he got up, guys? 2 Ravens. 3 interference matrices available right now. Battlecruiser is probably not going to be useful in a frontal fight, but if you can do like a Battlecruiser runs in the natural, 1 runs in the main, start harassing. Clem's not always going to be in the right position at the right time, and GUMIHO now on 4 factories, 1 upgrades on the way. He is setting up for a longer game. He's not trying to force it, because he's already made a massive reaction out of Clem. As long as you don't let him now kill the Battlecruisers, you just keep that threat alive, poke around, force Clem to be defensive, force him to keep massing Vikings and Ravens, you can do really well. Clem's going to try and move out with a Marine drop to the right side. No third Battlecruiser building. Probably a good call. Cyclone Hellion comes in. Oh, he just got a Raven. He just got a Raven, guys. And it looks like a Hellion ran in behind the base as well. Got a few SCVs. Nicely done. And we don't have those worker killed pop-ups. Actually, I think they did, because they did. This is Observer plus with the adjustments on the Cyclone as well. Stim is not done. Not even started, guys. Clem's kind of playing modified mech himself. Yamato, does he get the Yamato off? Oh, Battlecruiser teleport does take quite a few seconds, doesn't it? Doesn't get the teleport off, but the Cyclones should be able to catch this. And GUMIHO's going to shut that down. Right now, Clem building a 4th command center, building a 3rd starport. He's going to play Sky Terran. He's building Sky Terran, guys. GUMIHO sees it, though. He sees the 3rd starport building, so he knows, okay, you're playing Sky Terran. At this point, I might squeeze a Thor out. Right, I might get a Thor. I'm going to basically mass expand, take more bases, and have a big scary ground army, because all you've got is a few tanks building out of 1 factory. To make this work, Clem needs a 2nd factory, because you need a lot of tanks to allow that air superiority to actually work. Not to mention you can save scans. Ignore the air superiority of Clem. If he doesn't have Liberators to actually use that to siege your tanks, you can just front tank push him. You've already got 4 tanks out versus 5. You get 8 tanks. And if you get a siege up, say, here on this natural, without engaging that 3rd base, that could be massive. Look, he's already got a tank siege there. Denying gas is huge. Gas is everything in a mech battle. And Clem, feeling like he's a bit behind, is feeling like he has to play mech versus mech here. He's got more of a Sky Terran tilt. He's going 1-1 ship and armor, but 2-2 for ground has already started for GUMIHO. Hellbat's coming in from the left. What the hell? It's a Hellbat waddle buy, guys. There's run buys and there's waddle buys. This is a waddle buy. Hellbat's going to walk into that mineral line, try and roast some of these SCVs. Battlecruisers are floating around the top looking for an avenue at the same time. Hellbat's just going to try and waste some time here. Battlecruiser's not really finding an opening. I wouldn't mind him coming in and Yamatoing some stuff. Looks like that Hellbat does finally go down. Battlecruiser's roaming the top side. I think he's hoping a drop will come out. Because if a drop comes out, like that's a very Clem thing to do. You just get a free kill on a bunch of units. That could be kind of massive. More Hellbats coming in to waste time. GUMIHO's just keeping him busy. GUMIHO behind this has a 4th base up and fully mining. I'd love to see GUMIHO keep expanding on that. He's got more factories going down, guys. He's already on 6. He's going to build 2 more. 8 factories. Tanks coming on that left side as well. Look at that. The tank's doing very well. Vikings going to have to learn to deal with it. But the Battlecruisers are in the back. The Vikings have to deal with the Battlecruisers, but he's got to use them also to defend the tanks at the same time. So he's going to try and interference matrix the tanks. The tanks are going to get cleaned up. Good cleanup, but at what cost? Ship weapons goes down on that armory. These Battlecruisers, they've already used double Yamato. They got 9 SCVs as well. Remember, GUMIHO can afford kind of messy trades. He can throw away a bunch of tanks. He's already up 2,800 in the resources lost. If he gets this armory, oh, he's going to get the double upgrade cancel. That is massive. And he teleports out before the interference matrix can land. Huge move, huge move. As long as you start casting teleport before the interference matrix hits you, and remember when it casts, it has to fly through the air and connect, you will always teleport home. So that's actually really big, guys. GUMIHO's all over the map. He's got more tanks and aliens coming in that side. Tank Cyclone push on the right as well. Viking Raven trying to defend. But where is that second factory I was talking about, guys? It's just 1 factory, 3 starports. There's no production. He's trying to rebuild his double armory right now. He needs a second factory building tanks. Otherwise, you cannot defend this with 1 tank production. There's only 5 tanks right now for Clem. Yes, he's building more, but he needs more of that. He's got like mass Viking with no upgrades against 2-2 mech. Cyclones are going to shred these Vikings like no tomorrow. Here we go. He tries to take out the tank. He does get rid of a tank. The Liberator goes down. A bunch of the Vikings go down. The Cyclones are just jamming it right now, getting in there, realizing they got the advantage. The Hellbat's tanking really nicely. The Siege tank's getting some big shots off. GUMIHO, proxy lib off a gas first into proxy battlecruiser, into mech. Beautiful play to start this series. GUMIHO doing it in style. All right, well, we just got a bit too greedy there. Moving out with our Raven, moving out with our Cyclone drop was beyond silly. It's Amygdala. Clem's moving out with a SCV. He's going to do a second proxy barracks on the map. That's gas first again for GUMIHO. I love that we're seeing more gas first. Quick factory builds. Open up those options. Question is, does it leave you a bit more open to your natural getting delayed? It definitely could. Is this a double gas for GUMIHO? We'll find out in a moment. Yeah, looks like it's single gas expand. So single gas expand, often you'll go Reaper into Reactor. And even though your factory is quicker, you will get caught here at a moment where you are outnumbered. So Clem should be able to kill the SCV on the natural. If he kills GUMIHO's first Reaper and GUMIHO's not building a second Reaper, it could snowball and be not necessarily game over, but a massive advantage. Of course, Clem is going to slow down his expansion even longer than GUMIHO. As he goes second gas after this, he'll go factory. So he's going to go 3 Reapers, factory, command center. His command center will go down probably, I would imagine, at about, what do you guys think off this build? Is it like 3 minutes? I think it's about 3 minutes or so. It's interesting that he's down here with this SCV because, yeah, don't have the money. 141 command center for GUMIHO. And you can see already almost at 100 gas. Just waiting for 150 minerals here. And there we go. Factory at 1:51. Very quick for an expand build, right? For a fast expand build, that's incredibly early. Does he build a second Reaper? If you're a GUMIHO fan, guys, you want 50 gas, second Reaper. Reactor, you can survive, but it's going to be tough. He's going to go Marine. Okay, he's going to go Marine straight away. That at least gives him a bit more firepower. Marines build very quickly. They can help him defend. Reaper's going to scout around, checking what's going on. Clem has not scouted early on. He's going to go in with 2 Reapers by the looks of it. That command center, SCV, very vulnerable. And you're going to have to, like I said, give up that SCV, but your command center is so much earlier than Clem's. That's okay. Pull back. Stay on that. As long as he stays on the high ground, he should be fine. The grenade there. The preemptive grenade there, a bit unnecessary for GUMIHO. But he's going to go straight for Hellions Marines. Starport builds with no delay. He's going to try and send his Reaper out to the left side. Interesting. And we're building a 4th and 5th Reaper. So 5 Reapers is going to make it hard to reclaim this natural. But like I said, it's almost 3 minutes. Hasn't even started the command center yet. Clem's command center is so delayed. So all this does is even the scales a bit. Extra depot in the back. Good choice for GUMIHO, as he will get supply blocked. His command center normally would be getting you out of that by now. Not going to be able to in this case. Needs to pull SCVs or cancel it. He's going to cancel. Oh, that's costly. I mean, he's got his factory and starport up a lot quicker. We're having to rebuild this on the high ground. Part of you wonders, couldn't we have cancelled that earlier and rebuilt it faster on that high ground? Cyclone coming out here for Clem. No starport for him, guys. So he's going to have like a more solid economy here with the faster expansion on the natural. But what can you get done? Fast Banshee. I imagine a Cyclone for GUMIHO. Does he squeeze Cloak in now? He's got 100 minerals and 100 gas. It doesn't look like he wants to go Cloak, and this does feel kind of awkward. Barracks is going to float in, get some scouting as well. This doesn't feel great for GUMIHO from here. Clem, 6 Reapers in the base. Doesn't want to get caught. Oh, good grenade. Sees if he can get a Hellion. Oh, he gets himself a Hellion and a Marine. Banshee does take out one of those, though. So at least he loses a Reaper for it. GUMIHO will be okay with that trade. And he's going to build a 3rd command center now. Okay, so GUMIHO's going to try and play the slow, long game. He's got a Raven building. Probably wants to go Interference Matrix, but might want to start a tank first of all. Barracks is landed there to block his base. Not going to achieve that much. Oh, the Banshee goes down to the Cyclone. Clem! Oh, Clem is flowing right now. He's feeling it. He says, oh, you caught me off with some silly BS in that other game. Not going to happen this time. Gets the SCV building the command center. Cyclone will come up with the Hellion, push him back a little bit. But this is great damage for Clem. Now, Clem does not have a 3rd command center started. Oh, the Reapers jump right back in, getting too fancy for his own good, perhaps. Does lose another Reaper, but he does get the SCV building that command center yet again. Total of 4 workers, a Banshee, a Hellion, and a Marine. 700 resources lost to 300. Still no natural landed, and GUMIHO's got to be getting frustrated. Meanwhile, Clem, still no 3rd command center, as I said. So even though he's got a 6 worker lead, there is a chance for that faster 3rd command center to help GUMIHO get back in it, but not if he loses a Cyclone to a scan. Oh, Clem looking so slick right now. It's a good choice to pull back. He gets the double lock again. Again, the double manual lock. Oh, my lord. If he gets the Raven, GUMIHO might just rage quit. Oh, he's getting out microed right now. Nice momentum here for Clem. Auto turret goes down. It gets 1 shot off. All it does is buy him a few seconds. Siege tank's almost out. But dude, Clem is all over it right now. And honestly, if you're in this position, you build your 3rd on location. And of course he's going to do that. When you've got this much forward pressure, this much advantage, you build an even bigger advantage. He starts that 3rd command center while this is all going. And he looks for the Raven snipe. Does he get it? Oh my god, he does. He gets a Raven as well. I think this is just too much damage. Down 10 workers. 3rd command center is not bringing you back from this, GUMIHO. This is a massive advantage for Clem. He's just going to keep pressing it. Why wouldn't you? You've got such an edge. Just keep going. Gets the siege tank down. Nice auto turret focus fire for GUMIHO to take care of those cyclones, but he has nothing left. And Clem fights back to tie things up 1-1. Fighting back with aggression in game 2. Clem now ties up the series 1-1. Going on to ley lines. Is it a gas first? No! GUMIHO's moving away from the gas first. And, you know, he got punished in that last game by the second barracks aggression. Took a bit too much damage. And we're going to see exactly what goes on. Second gas opening for him. And only a single gas, 2 barracks. So Clem's going to go 2-Rax Reaper, but from home this time. So Clem's decided, hey, I don't want to be dealing with fancy battlecruisers in my base. Let's just go 2-Rax Reaper. This seems safer. I don't know if it's the best one. A Reaper coming on out. Okay, so for GUMIHO, I don't think we've got anything too cheeky. I think he's going to open a little more standard. Maybe just play a standard mech game. Because I think mech creates asymmetry in of itself. I don't think Clem wants to play mech in this series. I think he'll just play mech if he's behind up against battlecruisers like he did in that first game, right? I think that was more of a desperation. I have to go Sky Terran to survive. And obviously, he got way too committed. He was way too slow on his second factory. He needed that double tank production to make that work. When you open 2 barracks, it also kind of locks you into bioplay, right? Naturally gives you the setup for an early 2-1-1. 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, where you get, you know, double medevac stim drop going. That being said, his command center is so delayed that is quite costly. Command center for GUMIHO already down. GUMIHO's Reaper going to come across the map. And the 3rd Reaper does start up for Clem. Seeing no expansion at 220, you know something's up. He's going to run into the base, sees the factory, sees the second barracks, and he's going to trade this Reaper by the looks of it. Can they catch him? Reaper's trying to catch him right now. I don't know why that second Reaper was so slow to go after him. Oh, he gets spotted. He was trying to do a sneaky hide there. And he does get caught. No grenade for GUMIHO, going to help him out. Does lose his Reaper, but at least he knows what he's up against. Look at this. He's also expecting a Reaper counterattack. So he's going to try and loop around the Reapers and kill this SCV. Because he knows you're going to build 2 add-ons right now. Clem builds 2 more Reapers. Mad lad. Oh no, GUMIHO clicks his Reaper in from the wrong direction. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. He should have looped it further around. So Clem sends a Reaper to chase it. That's a big mistake there for GUMIHO. Reaper and Hellion on the high ground. Second Hellion's about to come out. They will shut this down though. GUMIHO, he could shut down these Reapers. Remember, Hellion's much faster than enemy Reapers. This Reaper, though, does escape. 2 more Reapers about to pop out. That's a total of 6 Reapers. This is a crazy commitment for Clem. Clem really needs to get some good trades off. Hellions are generally the better unit, but the grenades, when used really well, can make up for that. Of course, a Hellion has 30 more hit points than a Reaper, does more damage directly, but of course shoots a fair bit slower. The Reapers have to back away there. 2 Reapers for GUMIHO have gone down for just 1 SCV. Command Center is now finished for him. He's making an orbital, but he needs some more damage on these Reapers to really get some value out of all the Reaper Hellion he's been building early. 1 Reddit point Reaper barely escapes. Clem, he's going to push it. He's going to push it. Nice grenade, though. Free volley goes off, getting himself a Reaper kill. He wants that Reddit point Reaper as well. Clem does hold the high ground, but look at the stack of the splash damage there for GUMIHO. GUMIHO says, get out of here, bro. Clem has to back away. Units lost tab. 6 Reapers and an SCV for 2 Reapers, 2 Hellions. Great trades for GUMIHO. The continual Hellion production in this early game was massive. He built 4 Hellions, 1 at a time off his factory. Most people would have stopped at 2. He built 4, and that's why he was able to shut down those Reapers so hard. Unfortunately, his Reapers that have been trying to go across the map keep getting caught here and going down. Clem splits away the weak Hellion. He's going to probably run that home and repair it. And he's going for Cyclone, Medevacs, and Marines behind this, up against, once again, Speed Banshee, Cyclone. You're going to see that proper old-school battle mech style. I love to see these styles clash. I do think the defensive Cyclones could shut things down. There's no mag field just yet for GUMIHO. Mag field would give a bit of bonus damage versus everything. SCV's trying to build up as well. All right, Cyclone and 3 Marines moving south right now. 3rd Command Center goes down on the edge of the base. There is a Cyclone and 2 Hellions there. This is a dangerous drop, Clem. You don't want to throw these units away. Hellion dies to a Marine. Nice snipe there for GUMIHO. Cyclone does not lock onto the medevac. That's a problem. That's a real big problem. He does lock onto the enemy Cyclone, though. Clem breaks the lock, gets his own counter lock. SCVs say, I don't even care, bro. Oh, good repair there. Very clutch. If he didn't get that repair down, GUMIHO could have been in trouble. Oh, he drops on the low ground. Of course, Clem does. Gets 1 more Marine for his troubles. Hellion thinks about driving in, tries to get the splash damage there, but the Marines do spread out in time. Hellion does, of course, have a good shoot and move sort of mechanic there with that slow attack speed, high damage. Tank does siege up, and the Cyclone Hellion are going to try and drop on top. Oh, Clem is playing so ridiculously fancy. Drops in, kills the Marine, and runs away. For anyone else, this is so low value. Why are you investing so much in this? That's dumb. For Clem, he's macroing perfectly behind it. For any other player, it would have had a bigger cost. That being said, he did get supply blocked, actually. So I take that back a little bit. No 3rd Command Center for Clem. He's got a double drop, a bunch of Stim Marines, and a Cyclone going forwards. Unfortunately, that means that's all of his anti-air, leaving the base at the worst possible time. He's only got 1 red hit point Cyclone coming home. Clem has just got to the halfway point on the map as the Banshees fly in with speed and hiding these Banshees. What an exceptional play for GUMIHO. You could see Clem F2 them home momentarily. He's still got his Cyclone. Where is his Cyclone, guys? He's going to go for a counter drop. He's not even bringing it home. He's just saying, screw it, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to win on the other side. If that tank sieges up, it could help him defend. If that tank doesn't siege up, this drop might kill him. Clem is going for broke. Those Banshees did not stay there because they assumed Cyclones were coming home. He's about to find out. Clem is going full YOLO mode. Cyclone lock-on is good. SCVs are going to get massive damage. The medevac does go down. The SCVs are actually pretty damn good combat units in this scenario. Banshees are going to shut down the tank. Yes, you got 10 SCVs, but you're losing so much as well. The Banshees are still here. Cyclone gets some fantastic damage, and he gets it. Remember, the Cyclone range is so big, you always need to fly away further than you even think you need. 3rd Command Center is down for GUMIHO. 3rd Command Center has not started for Clem. Clem continuing to go all in. Well, maybe not all in. He's building SCVs, but he's building Viking, Lib, Tank, Marine. He's thinking, hey, I'm going to get Vikings to beat the Banshees back, and then I'm going to go for those other things. 4 Banshees do so much damage. Yes, one of them goes down, but look at this. Cyclone is picking off one of the Vikings. 2 Banshees do fall, though. One of them was already heavily damaged. GUMIHO may want to spread those Banshees off and go for a counterattack. For now, though, it looks like he's going to fall back. Magfield coming in. 3 factories pumping. No armories, no engineering base for GUMIHO, so he doesn't have all of those extra future pieces of a macro game. Doesn't matter, though, because there's no 3rd command center for Clem. Clem just now building a 3rd barracks. Banshees, pull back, pull back, pull back. Vikings take one out. Marines there. That tank got a good shot, but this tank on the high ground getting a good shot as well on the Marines. And another scan gets used. Remember, every time he uses a scan and doesn't actually kill a Banshee, it's incredibly costly. Hellions go forward. He does take down the other siege tank, but that siege tank wins the siege tank fight for GUMIHO. Hellions up front. Cyclone gets a few shots off, takes out another Viking, takes a tank shot, but pulls back, surviving. The Banshees now turning off Cloak. Single armory on the way. 4th factory goes down. GUMIHO keeping up the macro very nicely as the Liberator starts to push forward. Quick unsiege there. Cyclone's not quite able to get in range. He tried to A-move his Cyclones and accidentally attacked the rocks for a second. Tank's going to have to shuffle away. Cyclone's looking for the double lock. He finds it. Oh, he's going to get it. Allows him to maintain this tank position, which is actually really nice. Look at that. Really nice tank positioning for GUMIHO. Zoning almost that entire ramp. Big shot on the Marines. Splash damage on the tanks. Forces Clem back. Clem is going 4th and 5th barracks. He's all in. He's decided, I'm too far behind. I can't go for a 3rd command center now. I need to find more damage. But the Banshees are going to take advantage of the fact you can't be rallying your whole army to the front and defending at home at the same time. Viking does come out. Cloak goes down. But it forces a scan, and the Viking can't actually kill anything. Look at that. You can't be everywhere at once. You don't have enough scans. The Banshees could actually honestly just stand and fight. He doesn't have any scans left. A single Banshee beats this whole army. GUMIHO doesn't realize it right now because he's macroing, he's doing everything else. Literally a single Banshee just kills everything. And just walking to tank fire is Clem. As long as GUMIHO focuses the tanks, which he does, the Cyclone even gets a lock on Clem. Getting hammered in game 3. The 2-Rax Reaper not paying off that time. GUMIHO building those 4 Hellions in the early game keeps him very safe. All right, well, he's on match point. This is normally when you swap away from off-racing. But this is when Clem is going to swap to Protoss and see what he can do against GUMIHO. For those who don't know, Clem has exclusively laddered as Protoss ever since this patch has come out. Apparently he's about 6.6 or 6.7k on the EU ladder, capable of beating just about everybody. Like, he's insane. Look at this. Look at the micro he's doing on the probes to speed up their mining, by the way. These probes on the far patches, he keeps shift-clicking them, guys. He's telling them return minerals and then move next to the minerals before you start mining. Now notice these ones that aren't being commanded, they kind of accelerate and decelerate as they run back and forwards to the patch. You see, they kind of slow down. Whereas the ones that he was moving quickly would actually move at full speed because he's telling them to go right up to the mineral patch, then tells them to mine as a secondary command only once they touch that spot on the ground. Cool little adjustment. Clem likes to do that. Does it with Terran as well. But just goes to show how insane his APM is. Chat says they're watching on their second monitor playing stuff. Oh, you're on my first monitor, but I'm playing on the second? That's nice. How many people are playing Path of Exile while watching my stream right now? I'm curious. I wonder. Everyone's very excited for Path of Exile. It's not really my style of game, but because there's so much hype, I'm kind of keen to try it out. Thinking of giving it a go. Oh, there's at least three or four people. That's awesome. That's cool. Is it good, guys? I know this is a huge release. I've had people who've never talked in my chat over the last 2 weeks being like, oh, December 6th, Path of Exile 2. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, everyone just seems amped up for it. Kind of cool. Such a big market for, like, you know, the vacuum that Blizzard's left in certain game communities. Now, GUMIHO 3-on-1, one on the other. Not the most optimal gas layout here. But he's going to be going Reaper Factory. So it's a double gas build. Better to have 2 and 2, guys. Because remember, these third ones, notice they have to wait outside the refinery for half a second each time. While that refinery on the right is wide open. Nexus coming up as well. Thank you, Tyrannodon. Yeah, it's always cool to see when Blizzard leaves a bit of a vacuum in the market by not really supporting what their community wants, and other companies come in and basically just do everything based off of that vacuum and filling that void and giving the communities what they want. Yeah, Path of Exile is like Diablo, but not bad, apparently, is what I've heard. I'm not even a Diablo fan, so... But they just basically did what, you know, Would have made Diablo a good game, but Blizzard refused to do. That's the summary I get as a non-Diablo Path of Exile gamer. Step coming forward, 2 Reapers. Clem's going to do some pressure. He should shade backwards. Want to get back to safety here. Once the Helion's out, you're in big trubs. Does get bounced. He cancels. No, I thought he canceled for a second. He does cancel. That's crazy. No, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. GUMIHO's micro is good. Clem should have finished off that SCV, man. SCV's the prime target there. He's going to keep going. This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. Clem, even when he plays Protoss, he can't stop attacking. The man is clicking with his lasers right now. It's not worth losing 2 Adepts there for 1 Hellion. This is not good for Clem. Once the first Adept kind of didn't shade backwards, he was in trouble. He should have shaded back, waited for the second Adept, then gone in with 2. And didn't get the SCV snipe either. Tank, Medevac, Marines on the way. GUMIHO going to play very aggressive. But it is a 3-gate blink build. It's pretty safe. Problem, this wall-off sucks, guys. I just don't like wall-offs at all here against Terran, especially on a map where your natural is already so choked up. These buildings at the front of your natural are going to hurt you more than they help you. Not to mention, he can drop a tank here and it can actually reach your minerals. So it's just really hard to deal with, man. But this wall off, he could even siege down here. And how are you going to get out through this choke point? It's tiny choke point, tiny choke point. So this is a big problem. Chat says Diablo 2 is better than Path of Exile. Interesting. I do think gaming peaked with June 2000, personally. Don't think RTSs have been better since then as well. I've actually heard Diablo 1's kind of a great game. That's a game I really want to go play, actually. The Nexus goes down. Here we go. Here's that tank drop we were talking about. That's in range, I think. Yep, that's in range of at least one of these mineral lines. Oh, that is so rough, man. How do you deal with this? Hellion's going to come back in, or Reaper, sorry, from the right side. Probe's going to go down as well. Stalker's coming forward. Blink's not ready. Oh, he's taking big damage. He was not expecting that siege tank to fire from down there, and those Stalkers just got smushed. Reaper on the third base hanging out as well. Clem's taking damage. These Marines going to come in on that natural. Stalkers are going around. They're going to try and deal with this. I love the pickup for GUMIHO. You've already got massive damage. There's no need to hang around. He saves it. Reaper's pulling away. Oh, Reaper's going to go down. Okay, so can Clem recover from here is my big question. I think he needs to go forge soon and charge and also get a sentry, but the drops are just keeping him busy right now. Stalker focusing the medevac means this is a one-way trip. Oh, this is only worth it if you kill a lot of probes. I think this might have been an overcommitment. Only 5 probes go down. It's actually a really good hold. And look at that. Stalker's just dove in and got a Viking. Oh, GUMIHO getting way too ambitious with his aggression. His second and third barracks are so late in this game. And those Stalkers are going to recall back. There is a big tank marine Viking push on the front. Oh, Clem with a misblink there. No battery as well. And remember what I said about that wall off. That wall off's going to cause him problems. He's trying to drill the probes, but the tanks are going to focus down on those probes, trying to get some big splashies off. The probes do get a nice mineral walk on the Marines. They tank a little bit of damage. 12 probes go down. Stalkers with an epic cleanup. Gets rid of all of that. How many Stalkers? There's 5 Stalkers left. And honestly, GUMIHO, he's just going to go Tech Labs now. He says, okay, let's go +1, go Stim, go Shields, go for the reactor on the starport once he gets the 3rd gas up, which he's building now, and then go for medevacs. He needs a 4th gas as well, honestly, to make that work out. Stalker pressure is going to struggle. There is 7 Marines, but with a siege tank, I think just 1 or 2 good tank shots is going to make things hard. 7 is not enough to one-shot a tank. There's only 5 Stalkers indeed on the front as well. Landed. Viking's going to go there for the counter. I like that blink, though. Avoids the tank, does try to get rid of a bunch of SCVs and Marines as well. The tank on sieges and it goes down. Oh man, remember Clem has some of the best micro in the game, even with Protoss. You could argue he's not as practiced with Protoss, but dude, he styles when he plays Protoss. I don't know about that blink though. That blink was too much. That blink was unnecessary. Landed Viking in the third base, gets 5 probe kills in the midst of it. Oh, 5 probe kills in the midst of it, and a lot of SCVs barely surviving. GUMIHO hanging on at home. Dude, this is such an evenly matched PvT. This is actually kind of awesome. Viking's going to pull back on the right side as well. Stalkers and Viking are there. There's 3 gates out, 1 more building. +1 attack on the way, as well as charge. Viking's going to be rotating into that main base. Ooh. It's just going to chill. Maybe fly away. I think that's the better move. He does see it leave, though. Clem's going to try and cut it off on the edge. Up here, or even a bit further up, you might be able to get it. Probably just going to hide over this coral shelf. Yeah, hide over the coral shelf up here. Try and just chill for a little bit. By the way, how beautiful are these purple plants on the edge of the map? This kind of hard to see. These ones are so friggin' awesome, man. Should be one over here as well that we can see a little bit better. I love the plants on this map. Just the plants, the seashells, the fish everywhere. There's a lot of cool things going on. A lot of throbbing on this map, you know, very Zerg style. Yeah, here's another one of these beautiful purple spotted plants just waving in the wind. Fish kind of swimming in and out of the plants as well. Landed Viking going to come in yet again. Seems a little ambitious, but that's been GUMIHO all series long, hasn't it? Starting off with a proxy Battlecruiser. Gets 2 probes, flies away. Lovely maneuver. Problem, where's the third command center? Feels like GUMIHO, he doesn't have that much bio. Yes, he's got medevacs out, but Clem survived, and he's past the scariest point of this game. He's going heavy charge. Third command center has just started. I feel like Clem has just survived punch after punch. He's done some good counter offense. Observer will go down. Good Marine stim to make sure that does fall. Stalker's on the front ready. Where's the 4th gas and the Robo Bay? Oh, Clem's going to go 4th Nexus. Okay. I don't really like this without the Robo Bay, though. There we go. Robo Bay goes down. You need a 4th gas as well to support Colossus tech. Trying to be very active on the front of the map. If he ambushes with a force field on this ramp, that could be massive. Dude, he should totally wait here with the Zealots and the Sentries. The problem is, because the Observer died, he can't see where the army is. So he doesn't know exactly, like, oh, which side are you going to come from? So you got to be careful with this forward positioning. If those Zealots hit the natural, it could be big. Prism's going to go into the main base. He's going to try and drop these Zealots, go after those SCVs building the structures. Stalker, Sentry, Zealot hanging out front at the same time. Clem is in a massive position. He's taking that 4th gas we talked about. The Robo Bay is almost done. It's only a matter of time until Colossus hit the field. Up 15 workers is Clem. GUMIHO had a good start in a lot of situations, but Clem was clutch at not letting any of this get out of control. Stalker pushes that Marauder back on the left side. Viking does intercept the Prism, but a snap recall there, and he's going to save it. Gets back to the natural for safety. First Colossus is on the way. No extended thermal ats just yet. We'd love to see that. It is only 150 minerals, 150 gas. Stalkers blink forward. They get a siege tank. Well worth losing a Stalker for that. Beautiful play, but still no extended thermal ats. Still building a lot of Zealots. The Zealots would be best counter-attacking right now and cutting off the reinforcements. Zealots aren't that good in frontal fights unless you get a really good surrounding engage. Right now, Clem's looking very front on, and I'm not sure I enjoy that on a choked up map like Abyssal. He's going to go for it. The Sentry is not quite getting anything. He does bait a stim. I think he should just pull back. There's no reason to chase here for Clem. Right now, just make him stim, run away, and look for force fields if he chases too much. The Landed Viking with 9 kills, all probes, forces a 3 Stalker weapon. It's finally going to go down, but it did so much damage this game, that one Viking. But look, the Prism's back as well. Clem says, I also can recycle units. It's not just you, silly Terran player. And he tries to warp in at the worst time. The Marines get there just at that moment. Somehow the Prism... No, it does go down. I was going to say somehow it survives. But it does get caught. Zealots coming in. Clem's got to keep this one in his pants. 5 Zealots getting caught. That's a problem. Yeah. GUMIHO, good focus fire there. Oh. Oh, he's still attacking. Crazy person. Clem with the force fields. Crazy attack here for Clem. Grabs a few Marauders, though 2 of them got saved at the last second. Clem trying to attack like max packs right now. Remember, he forgot extended thermal lance. He's still only on 8-gate production. He's trying to wear this army down. I do think making it stim a lot would be really nice, but he's got to be a little cautious. Moving around the terrain, he's being very annoying. This is stressful for GUMIHO. GUMIHO is actually way down in terms of workers. 17 workers behind. 4th Nexus fully mining. If he could take a 5th base as well, Clem is just in a massive advantage. Zealots going on that right side. They get cleaned up. Force fields in the middle. Is it going to be good enough, though? I don't know if it is. We've got Widow Mines are fired there. The Colossus need to get out of here. Oh, no. He's getting surrounded now. He's getting surrounded. The Colossus caught in the open. No War Prism on the front with this. The Colossus go down. The Stalkers and Sentries going down as well. He's going to run away with a few Zealots and Stalkers is Clem. He's up 75 probes. He's got 1 new Colossus, but he needs to focus on army. He's playing this kind of down to the wire max pack style PvT that he knows and loves as the style that is pretty much the only PvT style in the world that gives him trouble when he's on the other side of things. But being up 20 workers, he's still building probes. He needs to stop building probes. He's got 27 workers on this base. He has way too many workers. He needs to be making just army gateways. He refills the sentry with energy recharge, which is nice to see. That sort of move could stave off this advance. Look how wounded the Bayou is. The medevacs are out of juice. But where's the counterattacks? Why are there not Zealots running into these bases? You know, that sort of thing. That is what I think he's been lacking on, because GUMIHO is just rallying across the map. And GUMIHO, like I said earlier, is not as fast as Clem. He's going to struggle in the speed factor. Clem, if he can just make GUMIHO multitask, GUMIHO is going to struggle to take the correct engagements. Sentry comes forward, doesn't use its energy just yet. Stalker's going to try to bait out the Widow Mines, but a good unburrow there from GUMIHO. And the Colossus are coming forward. Still no extended thermal lats. It finally starts up. He's realized, why am I Colossus not attacking? Oh, doesn't quite bait that Widow Mine there, unfortunately. Colossus in the open. Oh, GUMIHO clicks with his Marauders on the Colossus. Takes it out. Only one left. No Guardian Shield. The forcing the fights is good for Clem, but he's got to pull back and wait for 3-1. If he can get 3-1 upgrades against 1-1, this is basically lights out. He blinks forward, Clem! No need to blink forward. You just need to survive. If he uses energy recharge and a bunch of force fields, he can hold on, but he's got to use that energy recharge on that sentry. He's trying to take out these Widow Mines. The bio is so wounded. There's only 10 gateways. Clem does not have a 5th base. His bases are starting mine out. He's got 19 out of 12, 16 there. He has 20 out of 16 there. He's got so many probes that are just hidden somewhere. I don't know if they're all on a gas or what, because I do not understand where these probes are right now, guys. They must all just be idling somewhere. These numbers don't actually add up for him having 76 workers. So he needs to take a 5th base ASAP. If he can't get a 5th base up, he's in trouble. Caduceus Reactor coming in for GUMIHO as well as +2, but +1 armor, +3 attack already coming in for Clem. Clem has got his 3rd Colossus almost out. He's going to build a 5th base here in a central location. I'd like to see him break these rocks if he's going to try and defend that base. And I love that he's starting to send out the Max Pax Zealot pairs. Unfortunately, this side has 2 Widow Mines, so 2 Zealots won't be enough to get any damage done there. And GUMIHO still with forward position on the map. He's got the army supply advantage, about 15 to 20 army supply advantage for GUMIHO. But keep in mind, it's not that good quality. Yeah, he's getting advanced ballistics now, but he's just getting his 4th command center. His income's not that high. It's something that can be worn down by Colossus, but not if the Colossus get caught in the open. Good pullback with the Colossus Micro. There are 3 of them. They now have extended thermal lens and +3 against +1 armor. These Colossus actually do well versus Marauders now. When you have this many upgrades, Colossus are actually good units. He does need to protect them, though. The Marauders running forwards. Oh, man. A lot of Marauders going down, but a lot of Stalker Sentry is as well. It's a very close game. If the Stalkers could take out just 1 or 2 more of these medevacs, I feel like this turns so badly in favor of Clem. Clem is up 15 workers, but for how long? GUMIHO says goodbye, sweet prince. 7 probes go down to the Widow Mine drop. I love seeing that maneuver in the midst of the chaos. GUMIHO even saves one of the Widow Mines to come back and repeat that maneuver perhaps a little bit later. But Clem chases him. GUMIHO with some fancy control lures him into a different Widow Mine and tries to get to the dead space, ring around the Rosie, and the medevac gets out of there. Still no libs on this map. It's pure Marine Marauder. +2 armors coming in for Clem. If he can get that +2 armor to counteract the +2 attack, that will be huge. Stalkers clean up the Widow Mine on the right side. Colossus, Stalker, Zealot in the middle. Clem's got to be careful. GUMIHO's just gotten around him. He's gotten around him. Clem, you got to realize he's just moved past you. That's why he's scanning. You got to go home. Clem's going to get caught out if he's not careful. 3rd Colossus rallying out with some Zealots. GUMIHO catches him unawares and unprepared, and that's a free Colossus snipe. That is so game-changing right now. 3 Colossus would have minced these Marauders, but now he's fighting away from the Colossus. The Colossus derping out on the cliff right now. The Probe's trying to run away from this base. The Widow Mine's going to be sacrificing their shots onto those Zealots. Good play by the Zealots. The Stalker's blinking forwards. Way too ambitious for Clem. Clem always blinking with his important thing, guys. He plays Protoss exactly how he plays. He plays like Max Pax, but there's this part of him that's like patience is in his soul, in his spirit. He clicks with his important thing way too much with those Stalker forward blinks. Forward blinks can be good, but you got to rein it in just a little bit. Disruptor's coming in. It is double Robo. He's got a 5th base up. I really feel like if Clem can stabilize, he'll be good, but the problem he's having is the lack of map control. GUMIHO is spread across the map. He's now got a 2nd engineering base, so he's going to catch up on upgrades given long enough, and he's got a 4th base landed. He's past the scariest part of this game. Now, he does only have 1 starport. He does have lib range, but he's not really planning to use it right now. He's like, okay, just get more bio. He's maintaining that 20 army supply lead, while Clem maintains a 15 worker supply lead. Zealots come in on that 3rd base. Nice counterattack here for Clem. As long as Clem doesn't throw these sort of counterattacks away, just keeps pulling them in and out, he could do really well. Disruptors on the right side do get caught out. Marauders run forward and take a Disruptor down. Wow. Okay, Clem's army in a bit of disarray here. First Disruptor shot goes out, doesn't land. The Liberator's taking care of that. And the Marauder focus fire is so good. Another Colossus gets caught out front. Where's the Sentry as well? No Guardian Shield at all here. Guardian Shield could be game-changing in these sort of late-game fights, but it's so hard for an off-race player to remember. Sentry, Stalker pulling back. The Disruptor pops out. It goes down. The Robo's going to go down as well. The Liberator's hanging out above. And even with just 2 Liberators, they create a no-go zone for the Protoss. Probes going down in the 4th and the 3rd at the same time. Stalkers blink forward to take out a Viking. The Bio comes forward. The Dark Templar are there. There's no scans. He scans now. The Liberator's going down to the Stalkers. They have to blink forward, but 14 probes have already gone down. The Stalker's starting to fall. He's going to take care of every single medevac, but at what cost? So much Protoss just went down. So much Terran as well. Dude, the supply's dead even. The supply's just dead even. Clem holds. He loses 14 probes. He should actually excuse me, not probe up right now. He doesn't even need to. He's got 3 bases mining. GUMIHO's natural, only 2 minerals there. The 3rd base is still relatively healthy for GUMIHO because he took it so late. His 4th is also healthy. +3 armor's coming in just a little behind the +3 attack. The upgrades are going to be more or less even once things settle down. Now, he's going to rebuild his 2nd robo, is Clem. He's got a Warp Prism coming out. This is still a very close game. It is neck and neck. But GUMIHO's army supply lead, not as big as it once was, still down 12 workers. The problem now for, I think, Clem is how do you get map control? Because you need to actually secure these expansions. And speaking of the devil, who blocks an expansion with an SCV at 18 minutes? How long has he been here, guys? How long has this guy been? Well, what? Why? The probes like move. He's like, no, I'm on hold position. I got told to block this base. Please eBay block it. You know you want to. Please eBay block it. Zealot's coming on the 3rd base right now. The probe is going to kill that SCV eventually, but it takes a while because it's got +2 armor against probes don't get attack damage upgrades. The SCV does finally go down and the Nexus starts. He's breaking these rocks at the same time. Got to be careful with this cliff, man. Your Colossus can bug out on this cliff, Clem. Do not get caught on that cliff, my friend. Oh, my lord. So dangerous. Warp Prism in the top. Marines stimming back and forth. Willy-nilly trying to catch the prism. A few libs being built. 55 workers to 68. Clem has decided enough's enough. I am not going to build more probes. It's just double robo, Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, Colossus. I love that he's got a Sentry in the mix. I think it is something we don't use enough of, but with energy recharge being a thing, every player should build the habit of always having a Sentry in late game. I mean, they always should have, but now you don't even have the excuse of, well, if I warp one in, it doesn't even have Guardian Shield straight away, because it always goes straight to 150 energy if you use that energy recharge on it. A couple of Tech Lab snipe, but he's got to watch out for the flank. Clem right now, his Observer didn't quite see the move out here, but he should be wary. Oh, this is a huge... 1 medevac! This is a Honmono, guys. There's no healthcare for those. There is no... He's only got 4 medevacs on the map, but he's going to get a Nexus snipe. That's huge. That is massive. Nexus was almost done. A Honmono, guys, is when you counterattack with a big pack of bio with no medevacs to get them out of there. It's one of the most dangerous moves that is super, super crazy to do. But GUMIHO does it in game 4 in a clutch moment here, a very close PVT. He's going to try and start a step away, but remember, only 1 medevac for healing is not really going to cut the mustard. If he had a few more Stalkers to blink after this, he could shut this down even harder. On the top side, Zealots fighting very wounded Marauders. Recall on the top would be massive, but GUMIHO's denying these edge bases. He turns to chase as well. GUMIHO is playing with the confidence of a Chad Gamar right now. This man, dude, you stick his hand in a box, say there's a neurotoxin that's going to kill him if he friggin' shifts or shakes under pressure. He looks at you and smiles and says, red hit point Marauders deep in Protoss territory, both sides 20 minutes in the game versus Clem. Hold my beer, D-bag. And I'm like, dude, you're crazy. This is insane. He's going to get another Nexus cancel. This is so dangerous. If these guys get caught, do you know how much value that is? Do you know how expensive that is? That's like 10 Marauders and 4 Marines. But he's still hanging it out there. GUMIHO is playing fast, he's playing loose, he's playing risky StarCraft, and it's catching Clem off guard. Clem says, let's answer fire with fire. DTs and Zealots come in. Widowmine takes out one of the Dark Templar. Unfortunately, he didn't click the turret. There we go. Does take it down. Forces a scan at the very least, but a good cleanup for GUMIHO, who's on the right side. 3 libs coming forward on top of the base. Oh my, they go forward a bit too far on their own. He does correct it. Big army on the right side. The Honmono on the left. Still no medevac support. GUMIHO knows if Clem can't get another base up, he's screwed. And that is what GUMIHO is banking on. Prism drop in the main does force a big response, but check this out. Big army, and the Colossus derping out like they always do on the ledges. Abyssal Reef is a Colossus hell. A Nexus got cancelled on the left side. The Honmono over there doing so well. Disruptor shot, big hits on the Marauders. Another big Marauder shot. Disruptor shot goes out. The Liberators wrecking the Colossus. These Colossus need to get back to the army, but they're bugging out. Abyssal Reef is so bad for Colossus. They always seem to spaz out. The Prism has died in the midst of this. One Colossus dies. The Stalkers blink forward. The Disruptor does go forward. These are the new improved Radius Disruptor. It's so big. But remember, guys, it's not only size that matters. And that's something Protoss players like Clem are finding out right now. In that the Disruptor, it was a lot of shots on Marauders that didn't quite finish them off. There's a lot of damaged Marauders in this game. Now Clem's been taking a beating. Look at the units lost. Tab 12,000 resources less efficient. His 4th and 5th base are running low on resources. His 3rd's almost completely dry. He's down in army supply. This 5th base is up now for GUMIHO. He lifted his main down there, and he's been able to just keep Clem's economy small enough that on just 59 workers, with a handful of range libs and a big pack of Marauder Marine, not a single ghost has been built in this game. GUMIHO is making magic happen. GUMIHO's always been the best TvP player in the world who doesn't use ghosts nearly as much as the other ones. And I've always said it's a very good style because you just get to have more stuff. But a lot of people have, you know, over the years said, no, you can't do it, it's bad. Don't get me wrong, ghosts are amazing. But you do get more mobility with this army, right? Because you just stim around, right? Ghosts aren't quite as fast. They don't have as much raw damage. You've got more base sniping ability, more just split up masses of cheaper units and run around. Dark Templar counterattack coming in. New Nexus is going up in the middle right of this map. Trying to blink away, but there is Marauders and Marines on all three sides. Multiple scans to trap those. Disruptors come forward, do take out the tech lab. Clem just doing any damage he can. But down here in the south, once again, these counterattacks through this southern ridge have been so problematic. And look at this, now Clem's facing a lib zone. He's like, wait, what? He's got to blink into it. The disruptor, first one gets focused down. Second one, oh, he's got third and fourth shot. One of them lands. Only one disruptor shot lands. Another big disruptor shot lands. But GUMIHO comes in from all sides. And dude, I thought Clem had like so many chances to get back in that game. But every time it looked like he was stabilizing, GUMIHO caught him off with something else. There was that Viking that landed in the third base, killed 5 probes, then landed in the natural twice and killed 4 more probes over 2 different attacks. There was constant split up attacks. This was a fantastic game of StarCraft. GUMIHO wins the upper bracket finals of HomeStory Cup 3-1. And Clem also proves in the same moment that he is an incredibly well-rounded Protoss player. I mean, he came back from some tough positions and almost won this game multiple times. GG well played though. GUMIHO wins the match 3-1.